Every school has stories, but this one was buried so deep no one dared to even whisper it until a new student checked in and unlocked the room that should have stayed closed. A 16-year-old student, Ria, transfers to an old boarding school located in a hilly, fog-covered region after her parents' sudden accident. She's assigned a bed in room 306 of the My Girls Hostel, a wing that had been closed off for years due to renovations. The warden gives her a key, strangely warns her, "Don't open the far right locker," and never explains why. Ria begins hearing whispers at night, especially from her empty locker. Her roommates act distant. One of them sleep talks and repeats, "She's still here," behind the wall. Strange things happen. Books rearranged, hair pulled in sleep. A red handprint appears on her mirror. She starts dreaming of a girl in a blood-stained uniform standing by her bed, whispering, "Help me leave." Ria investigates and discovers room 306 used to house a student named Mira, who died under mysterious circumstances 7 years ago. Official records say accident, but a diary she finds tells a different story: bullying, isolation, and a deadly prank that went too far. The final diary entry says, "If no one will help me, I will stay here forever." Ria finally opens the far right locker. Inside is Mira's old uniform, drenched in dried blood, and a broken mirror with her name scratched into the glass. After opening it, things get violent. Roommates get injured in their sleep. Lights flicker. Ria is locked inside the room for hours at a time. She begins to see Mira more clearly, crying, angry, and asking for revenge. The school warden reveals she was Mira's old house mother and helped cover up the incident to protect the school's reputation. Mira's spirit isn't just stuck, she's growing stronger with each student that stays in the room. Ria decides to end it. She performs a ritual with candles, salt, and Mira's belongings, trying to release the spirit. It nearly works, but Mira pulls Ria into the wall behind the locker, whispering, "Now you stay with me." The school reopens the normal hostel rooms. Another new girl arrives and is told room 306 is freshly renovated. The last shot, the new girl opens the locker. Inside is a photo of Ria, eyes scratched out, and the whisper returns, "Help me leave." The rain wouldn't stop. Thick, endless sheets of water blurred the landscape outside the window of the rusted school van. Ria pressed her forehead against the glass, the cold seeping into her skin. She couldn't tell if it was nerves or the chill that made her fingers tremble. "We're almost there," the driver mumbled. Ria didn't respond. She had no one to talk to anyway. No parents to call, no home to return to, just a bag full of books, a uniform 2 sizes too big, and a scholarship from a school that sat like a shadow at the edge of a forgotten hill. The vehicle rounded a bend, tires screeching on the wet gravel. That's when she saw it for the first time. St. Mary's Residential School for Girls. Founded in 1904, it stood like a monument to forgotten things. Vines crawling up its moss-covered stone walls, windows like hollow eyes, and a crooked iron gate that creaked open with an unnatural slowness. The hostel stood behind the main school building, partially hidden by banyan trees older than the country itself. A sign swung loosely above the entrance. The warden was waiting under a leaking umbrella. Her face was pale, her hair tied too tight, and her voice was clipped. "Ria Pradhan?" "Yes," Ria said, stepping out into the rain. "Follow me." Inside, the hallway smelled of mothballs, wet wood, and something else. Something older. The lights flickered. The walls were lined with faded notice boards, old photographs of former students, and a painted Virgin Mary whose eyes had gone gray with mildew. "You'll be in room 306, the warden said abruptly. Top floor, end of the hall, Rhea blinked. Isn't that section closed? The woman turned to her sharply. That wing is open now. Renovated. She handed her a single heavy brass key. And one more thing. Don't open the far right locker. It's jammed. Then she walked away, heels echoing loudly in the silence. The third floor was cold, colder than the rest of the building, and completely silent. There were no other girls on this wing. Not yet. Supposedly, students would be shifted gradually into the new rooms. For now, Rhea was alone. Room 306 had 2 beds, 2 lockers, and one broken window that let in the wind like a whisper. She set her suitcase down, claimed the left bed, and stared at the far right locker. It was made of old metal, slightly rusted, with scratch marks near the latch, as if someone had tried to pry it open from the inside. She looked away. That night, Rhea couldn't sleep. The hostel felt alive, groaning in the wind, pipes clanking, footsteps echoing where no one walked. She pulled the blanket over her head and squeezed her eyes shut. Somewhere in the room, she thought she heard breathing. Then at exactly 3:06 a.m., her locker creaked open on its own.